Yes, sir. It's your boy Tommy.
And it's Wisdom Devine.
And today we have our guest.
What's good, y'all? It's Corey Morris.
Simo in the building.
Introduce yourself. Come on.
Feel me? Current or leaving vice president of Men of Honor, actually on campus at UTSA. Honor and True Geek. Feel me? Go follow us on Twitter. True Geek USA 1. Feel me? Yeah. Just go get that.
Alright.
Come on.
Alright, so look, we back for another episode. Last episode, was a real one. So we ain't gonna try to make nobody cry on this one. We ain't gonna get too deep. But now we got Corey in here today, man. So we done had Keon, we had Andre, and now we got Corey. We had Corey one time before, but the footage got messed up. That's when we was telling y'all it was a process trying to get on the way. So now we're gonna make sure we get it right for y'all. So like Corey, I met you from Men of Honor. A lot of people don't know that, what Men of Honor is outside of UTSA. So for you, what would you say, Men of Honor is to you? What does Men of Honor mean?
So basically, first off, Men of Honor is a community service organization, and our whole thing is reworking the image of the black man, not only here at UTSA, but around San Antonio. And we do that through our community service. So we just try to shed a different light. We try to control our own narrative, which isn't a thing a lot of brothers have, period. Just the ability to control their own narrative. So yeah, that's just it's a goal of ours. Shine some new light on black men, you feel me?
So if you had to say, joining Men of Honor, how can you say it has impacted your experiences as a college student?
I'm not gonna lie, it helped me it put me in a lot of new groups, especially as far as on-campus involvement. I feel like when I first got to UTSA, I didn't really have a lot of purpose. You feel me? Like I was with a big group of friends, but that was social. Everything was purely social, you feel me? So growing with my bro Cam, of course we grew to want an on-campus presence. You feel me? We grew to actually want to leave something at UTSA other than going to a bunch of parties and seeing us at a bunch of functions and hugging the wall and shit,
Yes, sir.
So that's what it became. Yeah.
I remember in the beginning though, like just talking to you when it was just in the beginning of my journey at UTSA, fall 2019. We were all just trying to navigate through college, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know you guys. How I got to know you guys. The advisor at UTSA, Dr. Clark, he was my mentor at the time. Through another mentor of mine, Sanchez, he was mentoring Sanchez, and so he brought me over, and he was like, "Hey man, you should, go join this group that I'm a part of. They're a good, self-sustaining group." And I'm like, man, I'm older, man. What I want to go join a group for? But I'm thankful that, starting off, going to that heart walk, just volunteering. I met Bryce. I met a few other people, there. And I was like, man, we got to really find a way to make this bigger, but also build a better bond between the unit. And I watched us go from having 2 to 4 to 10 to 12 to when I graduated, seeing you guys have almost 30 people in one picture showing up to events. Yeah. So it's like, it was a process, And I want to give a lot of credit to the founder, Maserati White, because he was only 16 years old when he decided that Men of Honor was something that he wanted to do for black males. But not only that, he saw that black women needed something to be able to call their own, and that's where our sister organization, Women of Honor, came from.
Shout out, Will.
And so, I've seen the growth of many black males and females and a brotherhood and sisterhood that was created that a lot of us wouldn't have had. And, my experience probably wouldn't have been as great as it was had I not had you guys. I had a lot of trials and tribulations, times where I almost lost my freedom, but, I had you guys to hold on to when I did get locked up, and, you guys was right there. So it's like, I'm very thankful for that organization. I'm thankful for you. And, Tony was, he's also a Mo member, so it's like, we all three of us come from, that one organization. And we have many brothers that have changed their lives and have grown. Like, I want to give a shout out even when you said Cameron, because I remember when you and Cameron were two guys that, like, I didn't even think y'all belonged in college. Like, literally. I was like, man, they some street guys. Like, what are they doing here? Not saying that y'all were, like, criminals or anything. It's just your mindset was beyond the average. And y'all were doing things that was a little bit more advanced, which is what made me actually like you guys. But then I also saw where you guys started to change. And I want to touch on that right now. What happened in your life to where you started to focus more on spirituality? Because I know that there was somewhere along the lines where you started to waver from doing like the average, I'll say the average 21 to 24 hangout, chill, you started to change and get more mature. What happened to where you started to become more spiritual?
I'm not gonna lie, because at first, like I said, being in a big group of people, you rely on your friends a lot, COVID hit, I was away from everybody, and you can kind of just reflect on how meaningful those relationships really were, and now that I'm here and like a lot of those people aren't around, you feel me, like going through that process and seeing people just drop by the wayside over nothing, you feel me, it showed me how easy it was and how I needed something else other than other people in my life, which is everybody's situation is different. I just thought to lean more on the people who were really here and lean more on something a little bit higher, so yeah, I started to form more of a purpose, especially in me gaining leadership within the organization, within Men of Honor. Like, it kind of changed me as a person. It changed me in a way that, I don't know, like I need to carry myself a little bit different because I have people looking at me a certain way, Even when I don't look at myself that way, I know I still got to carry myself that way. You feel me? Like,
Yes, sir.
So yeah, just over time, seeing how temporary things are, seeing how things can change. I don't know. It changes you over time. It's like I don't know. It's just growing up. It's growing up for real. So yeah, that's.
And Tommy, I remember like it was a time when even with you, like I started to see like a change within you throughout this journey of this college thing where at first I saw you trying to just focus on not going to school. Like you somewhere along the lines, like you had it to where school wasn't the purpose, and then you were going to go off the track and do something else, and then you changed and you realize, like, to be honest, you can have multiple visions and still stick to that dream and finish it. And that's something I want to ask you, what kept you from dropping out and becoming the statistic that I told you, that 60% of us go into UTSA and don't graduate. Only 40% of us make it through as blacks. So what kept you on the path to actually not drop out?
It was mainly the fact that, like, the main reason I even went into it was just because I don't like online learning. And, like, that just, to me, that I'm more of like a face-to-face, hands-on, I want to see it done so I can get it done. Just let me see what you do, and I'm like, all right, man, I'll find my own way, but I'm going to get there. Doing online learning was, teachers ain't even trying. So, like, how am I really going to get that help? You was in that help lecturing, and, like, if I'm the type of person, like, after class, if I got a question, I'm going to ask you. Or I have a question during class, I'm going to ask you. Mm-hmm. If I'm doing like that during the Zoom calls, they usually don't like that because it stops the class, and they just trying to get out there. But they at home anyway. They just, it just work. They're not seeing you face to face. When it's more face to face, you can see if the teacher actually cares or not.
That's a fact.
So, like, I was just like, And, like, for the most part, I know a lot of things that I do want to do with my life. College could help me, like, expand on that. But at the same time, at that moment, it was like, I know for what I've already done, I could already expand on that. But the way that school was, like, on my back, felt like it was like, all right, I'm holding something while I'm trying to do something. So it's like, am I doing it to my, like, utmost, respect? But at the same time, I started this while I was in school, and I was doing it to the utmost respect. So, like, why stop because I hit a bump in the road?
No, I feel you. And I asked you that because it was times where, I went through the Honors College and the McNair Scholars Program where you had to do research, right? And in the Honors College, like, most people think of the Honors College where you got to take extra classes, but it's not set up that way at UTSA because it's ran by a bunch of, like, high echelon graduates that went to, like, the top prestige 1% universities, right? And UTSA have hired these professors to come in, and they have revamped, like, the program. So it's like, it's not about you actually taking a bunch of classes, it's about your experiences. Are you going to study? Are you taking study abroads? Are you going out doing not community service, but how are you servicing your community? How are you creating something that's actually going to create change, or how are you helping something that's already created, a service, like a nonprofit that actually gives a service? Not telling the community what they need, but going to the community and finding out what they need and giving that to them. Like how, when we do Church Under the Bridge, right? Like that's, that they need clothes, that they need food, right? That's not telling them what they need. That's something that that they need. And that's why that's not a community service. That's the service to the community. So that's like, I always used to want to push that like, Men of Honor is very different from a lot of organizations because we don't just do things for the hours. We're doing things simply because we're trying to better ourselves, but we are showing the people that are around who we are, because a lot of them, some of them will never come to UTSA because it's too expensive. Yeah. And so now we're showing them that we are everyday people, that we care. And so, like, I appreciate it, because I was a vice president before you. So it's like, and I loved it when you came in because one, I know who you are, and we already had built a bond, and that's how it was when Mike was the vice president before me. He made sure that I knew who he was. I understood what Mo was, but also to know that first off, when it's your turn, you got to be the one to do what's good for you and the org because your style is yours. Nobody else got it but you. And I love the way you and Javon, when y'all came together and it was y'all turn to do it, y'all turned it up.
Yeah.
Y'all turned it up, bro, because I've seen a lot of new faces, young black men I had never seen before.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very big to see the growth of something, because when we first started, we know what it was.
On me.
And we know where we were able to take it. So I want to shout out everybody that, not only just the guys that were there with us, because I want to shout out the guys that was before us, simply because without them there would be no us. You know, with anything that you have in this world, all organizations, it's gonna be your bumps and bruises. It's gonna be things that's gonna happen because you have a lot of numbers.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of numbers, and when it comes with that, it's egos, it's secrecy, it's a lot of things that you can't control because you're gonna have little small cliques. But the thing I can say about this, we didn't have much of that with us. I can't speak for anything that happened before us because we weren't at UTSA.
Yeah.
But I know with us, we didn't have the cliques. Everybody came together, and we never thought because we were the executive board that we were better than any of our current members or our, you know, people who were trying to become members.
Right.
You know, the new inductees that were trying to push through. Because a lot of the guys thought, like, you know, oh, what am I gonna do when I get to college? Well, I don't want to go to a fraternity. I might not be cool enough. Whatever your might mean your thought process. We didn't have those types of, you know, barriers that people had to break down to come through our doors. You know, we took you simply because if you were willing to multiply, unify, and dignify yourself to the point where you wanted to learn about black excellence and work with other black men, because I had no morals coming in, and I was older than y'all. Let's keep it real. You know, let's be honest here, because the fans know I don't lie to y'all, and those who know me know. You know, when I came in, I didn't have no morals, and I had to learn to actually be someone of honor, simply because I was around guys that were younger than me, that when I was their age, I didn't have the mindset that they did, and I wanted to not only make myself proud, I needed to let y'all know the blessing it was to be in y'all position. Because when I wasn't at y'all age, I wasn't as because the word privilege is stupid. I don't want to say that word. Blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed.
For sure.
Because all y'all have y'all ups and downs. None of us come from great backgrounds. But what I admire though is how y'all able to keep it together.
Yeah.
And stay level. You know, that's the greatest thing that I've learned from y'all having my age difference, is how y'all maintain school, personal life, running businesses, trying to create other things, and then still hanging out with your friends. Yeah. Having a normal life at the end of all of that. The juggling is something that I couldn't do. You know, it took until I became a father that I became a real responsible man. But even then, I still let the streets, I'll say, captivate my mind all the time. That's all I wanted to think about. That's all I wanted to talk about. And I realized that when I got around y'all, nobody cared about that.
Yeah.
Everybody was trying to find a way to get to some money.
Right.
And build themselves. Find God.
Right.
You know, how like it was so many things that I've seen you guys do that I said, you know what? The way that they've been teaching us to live, where I come from, it's trickery. It's death.
Yeah.
Because this is not what these guys talk about. That's not what they ever talk about, you know. And I've seen you guys get in situations where, like me and Tommy done talked about in the other episode, Tommy, if it's a situation, what? Y'all use y'all hands. You know, I done seen y'all get in a situation where y'all done fought, and it stayed just to that, you know. And that's something else that I admire, that y'all are men, a man's man, not someone that acts like a man. And that's a punk in the inside. Y'all are men, and I admire that about y'all. And that's something that I don't even think y'all realize, because y'all just living, y'all just yourselves. But at the end of the day, let me tell you something. It's if I put y'all in a room with 50 different guys from 50 different places, y'all gonna stand out. And it's because of y'all character. I'm telling you that. So as somebody that bounced around because of the military and just because I like to travel, I'm telling you, you guys are something different. Very different, man. And it's a blessing to come across y'all, because it has helped me grow so much being around y'all. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's crazy the growth that I've seen you guys, like, go through on this journey, and it's like, oh, y'all almost ready to graduate.
Yeah.
and when that time come, I'm coming back for sure. But it's like, I want y'all to, like, I enjoy seeing y'all cross that stage, because it's like it's a great accomplishment. Y'all did it, and it's a lot that came in between. I watched you, Corey, like this thing, like they don't know you. I know you. I watched you juggle a whole job. Like, let me tell y'all, Corey do real work in the healthcare. I'm talking about with people with real live, like dementia, Alzheimer's, like having to really help them, like a real caregiver. So it's like when I tell you that he's a different breed of a person, I ain't just saying it, but just to say it, because anybody, like, especially the women gonna know. The women they gonna love you, because they gonna know more than anything. You know, there's guys in the field for sure, but the women, they know more than anything what it takes to do what you do.
Yeah.
And man, let me tell you, I commend you going to school, working, then still running your brand, and you know I'll call you 3:30 p.m. Gotta fly out at 5, and I'm like, hey, bro, can you make me some shirts? And not even knowing what you're doing, and you'll be like, yeah, bro, I got you. Like, so it's like I've seen you juggle so many things, and that's what I tell Tommy. Like, even off the record, like, you guys are so, like, business savvy, but also you guys work well under pressure. Now, how does that work? Where does that come from? Is that something that you learned as a child, or is it that did you figure that out? And I got that for you too, Tommy.
I'm not gonna lie. I would say working with that first group, that 2019 E-Board Medal of Honor, I feel like all of us knowing that we wanted to, like, pull ourselves from where we were, like, all of us being on that same page, like, that's when I feel like the pressure was on us, but we, like, worked through that.
Yes, sir.
You feel
yes,
me?
sir.
Like, and then even this year, just diving into my leadership role and how tough it is maintaining like a certain image, but also seeing the benefits of stepping out of my comfort zone and stepping out in front and leading. Medal of Honor won 3 awards this year?
Yes, sir. I saw that.
You feel me? So Men of Honor out of 350 plus student organizations at UTSA. Like, not a couple years ago, it was 6 niggas in the meeting. You feel me? Like,
Yes, sir.
like real shit. And to see where it is now, like,
Deep.
it's been against us the whole time. You feel me? So just to come up out of that, it's amazing. It's a
That's
blessing.
different.
It's
Yeah, that's a real
super
blessing.
Super different.
Like same thing for you. Tell me, how did it become for you to be able to work under pressure and do all that, and maintaining the school, you know, the business, and still living a regular life? Like,
Just do or die. I'm not gonna lie. You just gotta, cause look, you gotta try to live out your best reality. That's it. Try your best. Whatever happens, happens.
nah, yeah, I feel you, man. I agree. Cause, you know, with me, I had some moments where I felt like, man, it's gonna get rough. You know, doing this school stuff, trying to, you know, like I was talking about the honors college, trying to get through those experiences, you know, taking multiple loads of classes, summer classes. It gets real, and I had times where, you know, I was like, man, why am I doing this, man? This ain't even for me. Most of my friends ain't even in school. I'm supposed to be in the streets, and then I started thinking like, man, what is wrong with you? Like, it's, you know, not saying that it's something wrong with being in the streets or whatever, but what I had to realize is, man, if you was good at being in the streets, how you can't be good at doing this? You got to be good at doing everything you do and put 135% effort every single time. And I started saying, you know what? It's easy to me. This ain't hard. So I was able to juggle those tough times.
I think one of the things that I told myself whenever I actually like, all right, let me get down and like get this is, I was like, nothing's truly hard, just how we think about it. Everything is perspective. If you truly want to say, oh, something is easy or something is obtainable, and you actually work for it, you're going to get it. But if you start saying, I don't think I can do it, or it's too heavy, or it's too this, it's like, or it's too much for me, that's when it starts to like actually become a burden on you. How your approach to things really doesn't matter. If you approach it like you've been there before, or you could actually do this and get it done, you're gonna get it done. If you don't, you might hit a wall, but you're gonna get it done.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's something that somebody used to tell me, make your thoughts become things. You know what I'm saying? And then, or putting truth to power. So like, something else I had like, cause Corey, you touched on this. You said that Men of Honor helps you tap in with other organizations, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, what organizations, you know, on campus other than Men of Honor, like black organizations, would you say, you know, played a part or plays a part in your journey right now at UTSA?
I would say Women of Honor. Like, Women of Honor as a sister org, like, we've never been really on the same page as far as like planning, as far as our like overall attitudes towards each other. Like, it's never been that until this year. You feel me? So building.
I've been watching.
You feel me? So building a better connection with them, being able to actually plan, actually talk without conflict, like actually like give back together. Like that's been amazing. And that's something we never really had, and we had to build that respect also, and that's been hard.
Man, they're black women.
You feel
and
me?
you know they're gonna demand the respect.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know they're gonna demand the respect first, and I appreciate that from them, because that was the biggest thing that even when I was, you know, still at school, is that we adhered to the school rules, because you know, like, you notice that women get misused and abused the most, right? And so I wanted to make sure that we let them know that we We loved them and appreciated them, and it made me so proud to see how you guys continue to push that. But not only push it, y'all brought it to another level to where I think it probably was back where the way it was when the organization first started.
Yeah.
I'm sure of that. Like from the events that I seen y'all put together, it was the classic events that that are all like your honor rolls and your things like that. But I saw y'all also do new things,
Right.
innovation,
Yeah.
which is what keep things going. So
Yeah.
I want to commend Mo and Wo, and that's Men of Honor and Women of Honor for you all that don't know what that means. But that's our our saying Mo and Wo for Men of Honor and Women of Honor. But like I really appreciate that we're able to do as much as we can being on a Hispanic serving institution.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our kind, we don't have a lot of resources on the campus.
Right.
And why do you think that may be?
Man, it's having the right eyes on you for sure, and it's because there are certain black organizations who do have pull on campus, who have a lot of pull on campus actually, that stand out from the rest. Luckily, this year we were able to put ourselves in position to have a little bit more pull. You feel me? So we built a relationship with the NASM Center, Erica Clark. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? So she's helped us get so much further in building a relationship with UTSA, period. You feel me? Other than black UTSA. Because, yeah, most black UTSA organizations, they build on their own. They're, like Dr. Clark said, self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Self-sufficient organizations where students take time out their weeks, out their school schedules to put together events, to take money out of their own pockets to put together events when it shouldn't have to be like that. We should have support from the school that we're paying tuition to go to.
That's right.
You feel me? And especially if our goals as organizations are to give back to the same city that we're in. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And most of us not even from this city.
No, sir.
Nobody.
You feel me? You feel me? Most of us were not even from this city, nowhere near San Antonio. So yeah. And then also, I want to play a role in Black student leadership. So BSLC is something I'm looking at for the future. I'm not sure on a board position quite yet, but I'm in talks with current BSLC members. And that's the next organization I kind of want to build its presence with other organizations as far as like somewhere to go that can help, that can benefit in any way that's needed as far as leadership. You feel me? So yeah, that's the next step.
The one thing that I'll ask from you and Tony, is because I saw a flaw this year, not in Men of Honor or Women of Honor, not in any of that, but I saw a flaw in one of the biggest events that happens at UTSA twice a year.
Yeah.
When it's graduation time, which is UGMA.
Right.
All right, the black graduation for all you all that don't know what that means. So I know many people who were not invited, and I'm not sure why the email weren't sent, but I know that's something that needs to be addressed when y'all are still students, and that's something y'all need to speak on.
Right.
That it was a lot of people who were not contacted, and this is a grant that's given to UTSA specifically for black graduates.
Right.
So when you don't show up to this, that's pretty much a spit in the face to your culture, but also to your identity.
Yeah.
Because when you walk that big stage at the regular graduation, that's with everyone else.
Yeah.
They're taking the time to acknowledge you, who you are, and your culture. Because it's hard being a black student when you go to a Hispanic servant institution or PWI, which is a primarily white institution. You know, I'm about to go to graduate school, and I'm going to graduate school at a PWI.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be all the way in Wisconsin in the cold.
Yeah.
You know, and
Shit.
it's not going to be a lot like me.
Yeah.
You know, so that means that's why something like Men of Honor is going to be important. But that's why I have the principles that I've learned from the organization to be able to take out there and now build a community that's just like it.
Right.
All right? And that's the importance of things like Men of Honor, but also the importance of community. And that's the thing that I want, you know, I said that I'm going to lean on y'all to tell them is to make sure that if this is something that's big for us, do the job of reaching out to everyone. Because when it's y'all turn, I hope that you take part in that graduation. Because I didn't go to the big ceremony.
Yeah.
That didn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
It meant something to me to walk with the people that look like me. And most of those people were within my journey. I saw them throughout my time there. We partied together. Some of them we had classes together. Others I saw on campus just hanging out, chilling. I knew through somebody else. We went through the Mike Epps situation together, so I knew a lot of them. You know, I watched some of them cross. You know, so it was like it was crazy of seeing that journey at the Ujima.
Yeah.
But when I saw certain people not get invited, it kind of bothered me. What's up, Robert?
Why'd you say Mike Epps situation?
You don't remember the Mike Epps situation when Mike Epps came to the school?
No, I remember.
That was lit.
No, it was crazy.
That was lit.
I still got videos on my phone.
Houston tore the school down. You remember before he went on, they played the Zero?
That's because everybody here from Houston.
No, facts.
Everybody here is from quote unquote Houston.
Oh yeah, Corey gonna call him out.
Quote unquote Houston.
Yeah, Corey gonna call him out. Nah.
Shout out the city though. Shout out the city.
Nah, so like Corey, like I see like you got this shirt on over there. I ain't never seen that one.
Oh.
You know,
That's old. It's super old.
it's the old one.
Super
Oh
old.
yeah, you ain't share that one with me because you showed me some old ones, but I ain't never seen that one. So Corey got a brand, you know, like we all about, you know, black excellence, black wealth, pushing your brothers and, you know, showcasing, you know, what we have going on. So Corey, can you explain, you know, what it is that you have on, you know, what your brand is, how people can find you? Break all that down for them, please.
So boom, my brand is True Geek. You feel me? And True Geek is just something I created, wanting to share a piece of myself with my community, the people around me. It started off as just like T-shirts. I'm thinking to expanding it to more things, stuff that I'm into, like comics, music, movies. Feel me? I'm a nerd. I'm a dork. I'm a geek. You feel me? So that's just a part of my brand. So somewhere to find me on Twitter, True Geek USA 1. On Instagram, just True Geek USA. So yeah, it's helped me through True Geek. Actually, I was able to network with a whole bunch of other entrepreneurs, especially Tommy here. Feel me? Shout out World. You feel me? Also, Men of Honor. Like I was able to promote True Geek through Men of Honor because there's so many entrepreneurs through Men of Honor. From
Yes, sir.
photography to clothing design to I don't know.
You got musicians.
Philanthropists.
Yeah,
man,
you got all kinds of guys that's in
Come on, man, like-
we got a lot of talent
So
in many areas.
So hell yeah. So I'm just glad I was able to share a little piece of myself. But I'm not done. You feel me? So stay tuned.
And Tommy, on the table once again. You know we got the cosmic universe, aka the Black Knight. We got the chocolate tie. Oh, for them Tims, for all the gangsters. And then you got the War University for all the players. That listen.
2-1.
He got everything moving, but look at the last one on the. Oh my God! Look, we call that one too cool for school.
Oh my God!
Listen to me. We walk around too cool for school. You understand me?
None of these names is licensed, by the way.
all off the dome.
Hey, I like some of them though.
No, but listen though, like I'm real proud of the entrepreneurship because it was a time like I was, because people that know me know that I jump in and out of things, man. I get into something and I be like, hey, I'm ready to tap into that. Let me see what it's doing. All right, I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna move on. But it was like, the thing of wanting to sell clothes, like even what y'all doing right now, it was somebody that used to be around me. I'm not gonna say his name, but like, for those who know, you know what I mean? He had came to me one time and he was like, yo, I want to do something. I want to create this clothing. I want to sell T-shirts, and I'm like, but where? I'm like, all right, bet. Like how though? And he like, well, I've been watching these videos on YouTube, and this guy, he's saying, you can just buy a press and do it this way, right? So, but he was somebody that I felt like he had a idea, but he not the drive, right? And I'm like, look, this my homie, right? And we supposed to be a family. Then I'm gonna do what need to be done to make his dream become a reality. Yeah. You feel me? So I tell him to send me the video of the dude. You feel me? So I'm watching the dude's videos. I'm seeing what he's saying, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy all this stuff. So I buy the press. I learned how to do, the silk screening. I also learned about different types of heat press, like material. Like I learned about so many things in the business, right? But while I'm putting in all this work, I'm not realizing that one, he's not seeing the vision.
Yeah.
That this is something you want to do, right? You got to put in countless hours to make it happen.
For sure.
It's also going to take money that you may not even have.
Yeah.
You might go broke trying to make it work, right? And it became a point where I started to be upset with him, right? But he was upset with me because he felt like I was still in his dream.
Dang.
But he not realizing that I know him well enough to know that he don't have the mental capacity to do what needs to be done to get it off the ground. Yeah. But I believe that if somebody gives it to him with it already there, he can make it move, right? But we bumped heads about that. But guess what that turned into? It turned into Follow My Vision clothing, right? But then I say, you know what? I'm gonna make a shirt. based off everything he told me, right? That's where the shirt came from. You feel me? On my Grizzly. Like, and my homeboy Star, he used to always say, get money or get nothing, free North Star. Like, I decided to put that on the shirt, but like, I did that just to show him, like, bro, when people believe in you, really, they gonna do whatever it takes to make you successful.
Yeah.
That's a real friend. People don't have that. You understand? So I realized not only am I a different breed, but also some people don't understand what it takes to be successful. So I'm gonna tell y'all this. I said it to say this. The journey that y'all on, you may fall in or fall out with people. And it shouldn't matter. Because you got your life to live. It's your business. It's your vision. Nobody's going to ever see it the way that you see it. That's why, Corey, you know, when it came down to it, like, I didn't know in what you was doing, but I know this. I know that you're a college student. You working, so money is needed. And so what I'm supposed to do if you got a brand? Support. You understand? If I'm your real friend, I'm supposed to support. That's that's the morals and principles that the older guys that I came up around, free freak. You know what I mean? Because these guys was dudes that I seen take care of their community. These dudes really didn't even however you might have thought about them, because none of us are perfect out here, right? But I saw them, if they saw dudes that was on the right path, they did for them. Like a dude from my neighborhood, Antonio Fitzgerald, they call him T.O. Legend, basketball superstar, you understand me? I'm talking about the messiah of the game. Talk what you want to talk about him, the messiah of the game. Whatever he wanted, he got, because he not only was good on that football field and basketball court, he was a memorable man. You know, we all come from the slums, and had he stayed on that path and had the right educators, because home can help you, but you still got the school. Yeah. You understand? You still got the teachers that they gotta give you the good education, and we didn't have a good education, right? So that's like, I'm thankful that I was able to come up and see a lot of greatness, see struggle, see heartbreak, see success, because that's how I know what you guys are gonna be, because I've seen it and I got to witness it through my journeys, and that's how I know how bright y'all future gonna be, bro. So stay on that path that y'all on, because man, sky's the limit. I'm telling you.
Appreciate it.
Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. I'm telling you that. Like, even with this right here, it was like I told Tommy, like, a lot. Like, the fans don't know. Like, I'm moving from Texas. So me and Tommy we gotta pick this thing up, doing it virtually. So it's like, but even with this was me and Tommy saying, I told Tommy, like, hey bro, I want to do a pod. And then guess what? Tommy went and bought the pod material with me telling him I wanted to do the pod. You know, so what is that? That's a friend. The same way I just told you about the t-shirts, it was the same thing. I told him what I wanted to do. He was like, oh bro, you know I got microphones already. Bro, I got lighting. Oh, I could just get that right. He knew about it already. Yeah. So he went and made it happen. It was just a dream to me. He made it a reality. Now, mind you, I got the camera, certain things. He got professional equipment. Professional equipment. Yeah. You understand? So it's like we put it all together and we made this thing what it is. So people don't even understand how even hard it takes. I mean, how much hard work it takes to make something successful. Right. It don't come overnight. Right. Like, we started doing this thing in the beginning, like brick by brick. Like, we started doing this thing, bro, literally with just audio. Trying to figure it out. To like, nah, we gonna elevate this thing. You know, my homie Doc Diesel put in the comments, like, man, I can't wait to see when y'all gonna put something out with some visuals. And it's like, man, like, and at that time, it's like we cooking up. We cooking up. We already had them, but you know, we don't let y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like we had them, but it's like it's a process because it takes time to do this, man. And so that's why I want different guys who played a part in my journey and also Tommy's journey to come on and tap in because, like, it's important that people hear different perspectives of men, but also to know that it ain't just street guys, gangsters,
right.
Killers.
Because everybody not that.
Nah, you know,
everybody not that.
You got some guys that's really out here making change, positive, respectful men. I show so many times how Tommy is so different from me. I'm wild as ever. Now I had to become more mindful of things. But when you hear the difference of how I grew up, and if you ain't listened to them old previous episodes, you need to go back and listen to them. How dare you? So it's like, but it's like at the end of the day, when you hear the difference of the things that I had to do growing up to how Tommy thinks or how Keon think, and and I'm gonna have, you know what I'm saying, Corey come back on before I leave Texas for an actual sit down episode just so we can talk about certain things, because even with him, he grew up way different from me too. Like, so it's like the different morals, principles, and values of this podcast is what makes it so unique. So I thank you all for coming on along on the journey. Tommy, you got anything for him?
Thank y'all for coming to come see us. We love having him. This is the second time we had him. The first time I messed up because the whole thing was an auto-tune.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he had me sound like Lil Wayne, Weezy F Baby.
Facts.
Yeah, but it's all good. We learn how to make it work. We learn how to make it work, literally. So just like this, I'm gonna tell you another time. This is the No Name Podcast. Shout out to all the No Namers for riding along on this journey with us. We gonna come right back again.
Yes, sir.
We out of here.
Yeah,
Gone.
Don't forget, go for gold.